Love is a great ideal for which people have fought for centuries, breaking all the boundaries. Love stories, some happy and some sad, will always be part of the identity of a city and its inhabitants. One such a story takes us to Stara Varoš and Bećir Osmanagić Square. The clock tower was built in the 18th century by Hadži Pasha Osmanagić. For a long time, this beauty was the only to witness to the time in Stara Varoš. It also testifies to the love of two young people during the Berlin Congress, when the bourgeois class adopted European manners, but customs, honor, and faith were still Montenegrin shield. In the conflict between modern and traditional, Europeanization is visible, but patriarchy and tradition survive. Not far from the place where the winding river Ribnica caresses the walls of the old town, there was a military quarter of the Montenegrin army where the officer Nenezić and Rečković lived. Not far from the military quarters, there was the well-guarded and rich palace of Bećir Osmanagić. The palace kept numerous secrets, and its most beautiful and the greatest secret was the beautiful Ferida, Bećir Beg's daughter. The slender beauty with blonde hair and emerald eyes reminded of a doe in a captivity. Every day the beautiful Ferida would spread the green leaves of the ivy and look first at one and then the other, until both of them noticed. This is where the love game begins. One night in the month of Ramadan, when Bećir Beg was praying in the mosque, the beautiful Ferida left the large walls of the boring palace and went to fetch the cold water from the well. All this was followed by the sharp eye of Officer Rečković, who was on guard that night. Having noticed the girl whose body was caressed by the Constantinople silk, he realized love had taken possession of his heart. And as it happens in fairy tales, in the blink of an eye he was created in front of the girl. Seeing the beautiful and tall Ilia in front of her, she realized that she was living the love of her dreams. The beautiful Ferida dropped the jug, which was sufficient sign for Ilia. That Ramadan night, they have escaped to the Lješanska Nahija. The same night, Ferida becomes Milica, the eternal and faithful love of Ilija Rečković. The enraged Bećir Beg Osmanagić searches all the neighborhoods of Podgorica, but in vain. Ferida was no more there. King Nikola, whose Bećir Beg was a duke, promised to punish Rečković and jokingly remarked, "And you don't seem to know, love comes from God. It is not controlled by earthly mortals." Overwhelmed by the anger and sadness, the proud Bećir Beg takes a skillfully prepared potion that suits him forever. But love ultimately wins. Milica and Ilija lived happily married, and from their great love, Drago, Blažo and Vukica were born.